OVs maybe not as prominent in this matchup.
Let's see what
Gonna
happens.
probably be leaning on that item lock.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen this matchup, I think, time and time again, and it really does come down to if we can see that item lock soon enough from the Vikavolt player. So this is going to be a fun one. Both of these players look to be in really good spirits right now. We actually saw a traditional coin flip there versus the die roll. I like it, Kyle.
Yeah, old school. Aaron Tarbell's been around for a minute, so maybe that was his suggestion.
Yep, here we go. Let's check out the prize cards for both these players.
Yeah, it looks like we see the one right
Yo,
V
that's a
and
dope
Mew
energy
on the other
surge.
side
I haven't
for
seen that in a
Alex,
while.
and the Galarian Zigzagoon can be an important piece for Aaron on occasions, trying to get the math right, and we'll see if that lines up anywhere.
Yeah, Training Court, Mirage Gate, Scoop Up Nets, all cards that most likely have, multiple copies. I don't know, the Training Court is sometimes a toss-up there, but definitely lots of Scoop Up Nets and Mirage Gates, but still sometimes tricky to have in the prize cards. But here we go, the fist bump from our players here. We are hopping into our round 8 here between Alex Cole and Aaron Tarbell.
Well, sure enough.
The Ditto!
We talk about it, and here he is, Ditto V with the V transformation.
Yep.
Maybe not the Pokemon you're exactly looking to start with, but not too bad also.
Definitely. Probably not looking to start with it, but giving us a little punch anyway here on that artwork. I love it. So we started with that Hisuian Heavy Ball as well, getting that Raikou right out of the prize cards here. Hisuian Heavy Ball going to replace it in the prize cards there, and things are shuffled around a little bit here. That Battle VIP pass, there's at least one copy there for Alex in the prize cards. Let's see if we can hit a first turn Battle VIP pass in the hands potentially here. Don't see it coming down though. Trekking Shoes. We're going to see the top card. Alex can either keep it or go again, and that's going to be another Trekking Shoes.
Yep, shoes come in pairs usually, and sure enough, they do this time as well.
Yeah, I feel like that happens actually very frequently for us. But choosing to discard a Cross Switcher off of the Trekking Shoe, and I think it actually got that Quick Ball potentially there from the second card off the Trekking Shoe. So we're going to see the Quick Ball here discarding that Raikou V that was in the prize cards, but hey, now it's in the discard pile. We have that great Radiant Greninja. I always want to say Gradient because it just flows together.
Yeah.
Radiant Greninja here being utilized very early on. We need to see some cards for Alex Cole's hand. Going to get a fresh 2 cards there.
Yep, going to use that Scoop Up Net and try again. It's always important to get these water energies into the discard pile for that Melanie on the second turn.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for a little help here. He hasn't found a Pokemon you really want to attach to just yet.
Yeah, you need that Vikavolt, but we don't see it here from Alex Cole's side of the field. At least 2 concealed cards is quite
V-transformation
nice,
into the Speed Lightning. Okay.
Whoa, didn't have a Pokemon, but now we do. Raikou V hopping out of the discard pile straight into the active position here. Speed Lightning Energy now being able to be utilized off of that electric Pokemon. So fantastic play there on Alex's side. There's the Vikavolt as well off of those draws. So things are shaping up here for Alex. Alex just looks so comfortable playing this deck right now.
Yeah, cards are flowing left and right. Fleet-footed draws right into the Vikavolt there, and sure enough, the path locking out. Maybe some important plays there from Aaron, as he did start that Radiant Greninja. Is going to use the Battle VIP pass, and may just have 1 turn of items here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and that is scary for sure. Having that extra draw from the Radiant Greninja would be huge, but that path to the peak does shut down those rule box Pokemon. So shut down on both of these players' side here, of course, because it's a shared stadium. But hey, Aaron Tarbell's still going to be able to grind through these flower selectings, hopefully get as many cards as we can see here into the Lost Zone, and hopefully just have a pretty kick-in first turn for Aaron Tarbell.
Going to use the Colress experiment to try to help out there. I saw the hand and it didn't look too great, so a lot of help is needed here. Finds an energy and some Pokemon. Maybe not exactly what you're looking for. I don't know how many cards are going into the Lost Zone this turn.
Yeah, we needed to see some other cards here, some playable cards, unfortunately. But here we go, Quick Ball. Discarding. Looks like deciding what. Am I missing something? Was that a quick? Oh no, this was the Colress. Okay, yep. I was like, wait, what are we doing? No, yeah, we're on the Colress right now.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
There is an escape rope, so that'll help out, but gonna have to chain together a few of these draws with the flower selecting now.
Absolutely. So of course, escape rope. Alex does get to pick first. Who comes into the active position here?
Yeah, Alex is making the decision right now. Says, well, do I think that my opponent's going to get the Cramorant or not? If I don't think they'll get it, then I got to make sure that this Vikavolt doesn't get any damage down. And going to just bring up the Radiant Greninja, play it safe here.
Yeah, Radiant Greninja at least a little bit beefy there. Still 130 HP, but still have to have a way to switch back out of it in the future turns. We're seeing now 4 cards into the Lost Zone here on Aaron Tarbell's side here from those flower selecting.
Down with the Raihan, and in comes the Battle VIP Pass. And this is a pretty important card to have here in the matchup. Generally, you see players go pretty aggressive with the Cramorant open to have those available to attack for no energies against those Vikavolt Vs, and you just start attaching as many energies as you can to one single Pokemon. Hopefully, you have all those attackers lined up and ready to go. And actually thinking about the Raikou here, so interesting with the energies right now. I think the only energy is the fighting.
Yeah, that is an interesting play for sure. Oranguru is going to come down here on Aaron Tarbell's side of the field, so we'll at least see a Primate Wisdom. But yeah, we're going to need to see as many cards utilized from Aaron's side of the field as possible before any item lock starts happening. We're going to be seeing a lot of manual attachments. Here is that Cramorant in the hands now for Aaron. Looking through these Lost Box decks, they just stack up hands so quickly, Kyle. Pretty incredible.
I mean, it didn't look like there was much going on, but it only took one escape rope and a couple cards from the Colworks experiment to start turning this hand into something.
Yeah.
Gonna look for some help now from the Oranguru.
There we go. Primate Wisdom being used here. So trading a card from the hand to the top, but it's going to be the Manaphy that is taken off of the top of the deck there.
Yep, not exactly what you're looking for. So go ahead and toss that. Maybe start eyeing up the other Cramorants. Just get all these Pokemon into your hand, and you can start working on dealing some damage, taking some prize cards. There's also the opportunity for the second Compe, as we don't see one in hand right now. It just depends on if he wants to get that additional card into the Lost Zone.
He has one in hand. You saw him scoop it
but
up.
it is going to be that Cramorant drawn out here, so that is the strategy I feel Aaron is going to be going with. So just eyeing up that Cramorant, getting those Pokemon out, prepping the future turns, especially to depending on what happens if the Vikavolt comes down and starts item locking here. Comfey is going to go to the bench here. Another Comfey coming out, but of course that Cramorant is going to spit innocently, being unlocked with those 4 cards into the Lost Zone here. So that ability is online. Radiant Greninja not going down, but still having a lot of damage there mapped out from Aaron Tarbell's side of the field here. And we're back over to Alex now.
Yep, does have that switch card, so very nice play here. Gets to go ahead and heal that Pokemon a little bit. Still has access to concealed cards if possible. And ooh, the Crobat is going to be a nice addition. Finds the Speed Lightning energy.
Yup, that's going to be an additional 2 cards here for Alex, and there we go. That's what we want to be seeing as a Vikavolt player. That Melanie attaching the water that was in the discard to that Vikavolt, putting the attack online for that item lock, and just a casual additional 3 cards as well.
Yeah, no big deal. I'm just going to attack into your Pokemon, and it's going to hurt. Here comes the Zapdos as well, going to add some additional damage. Fleet-footed added into the mix to add to the hand here. And this is a very strong second turn.
Absolutely. Here we go. That Radiant Greninja using the concealed cards. I mean, in the future, too, the Radiant Greninja could just be scooped up as well. So that would just remove all that damage. But concealed cards is always so nice. Radiant Greninja survived to be able to draw some extra cards here for Alex.
Not much else really left to do here. Just bring that Vikavolt into the active position and lock those items out of place.
Yeah, Raikou only having 1 retreat cost, so just a hard retreat into the Vikavolt. And here we go. This is what we see from our Vikavolt players. Using that Paralyzing Bolt. It doesn't do a ton of damage. It is a little bit higher there because of that Zapdos, but you are locking the item cards, which is huge.
And you can see the impact that has on Aaron's hand at this stage. Just doesn't have a way to really draw, trying to find some options with the Oranguru now. Finds an energy at least, but you can use that to potentially just retreat. Do you have another Pokemon you can even attack with? Looking at that Cramorant in the hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even mention it, too, that knockout from Alex, because that Cram is weak to the electric Pokemon there. So that's one prize card down as well for Alex Cole. Here on Aaron's side of the field now, we are going to see a concealed cards here. Discarding that Psychic Energy, drawing into an additional 2 cards. We only have seen 1 Comfey Flower selecting so far. And that's just going to be a pass back over to Alex Cole's side of the field. 5 cards now in the Lost Zone on Aaron's side.
Yeah, that is exactly what Alex wants to see here. It's going to be dealing 60 damage eventually when he's using that Paralyzing Bolt, and that lines up perfectly with this Comfey. We've seen this time and time again. You use the Galarian Zigzagoon to sneak in that additional damage, and then you get a nice attack into a Pokemon that Aaron really doesn't want to see extra damage on.
Yep. Here we go. Alex Cole grinded through this turn here. I was like, where'd the prize cards go? What happened?
How many hands does this guy have? Yeah, he's shuffling and placing cards.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the judges.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I can't peek at the discard pile there. It's a little, oh, maybe it'll be reset there for us from Alex here. But still have a lot to do in this turn. We're going to see another Melanie. Such a strong setup here from Alex Cole's side of the field. A speed, lightning energy to draw some extra cards. Why not? Of course, that Melanie drawing 3 as well. So that's an additional 5 cards to the hands.
Yeah, just can't miss. And there's that scoop-up net you were talking about. Lines up perfectly. Gets to pick up that Radiant Greninja. And honestly, you can just keep the bench space open at this point. Deal 60, have that opening for the Galarian Zigzagoon to sneak in, get that extra damage on board, and Aaron's just going to be looking at 1 card a turn, and he's got to make a decision on these energies. It does like that metal, as it does favor the Raikou.
Yep, these are some tough decisions indeed, but oh, it's going to be the concealed cards discarding the metal into the discard pile. Of course, can be put back into the deck later on with the Ordinary Rod, Energy Recycler, things like that. But here we go, drawing into a couple more cards. Aaron still just being locked up, not able to play any item cards here.
Yeah, Aaron is desperate to find a Culver's Experiment, and instead just drawing into piles of item cards, using the boss's orders to try to stall for a turn, hoping and praying that there is not a way to use this Vikavolt once more.
Yeah, I mean, if it's one thing that we're going to see here, the Lost Box decks are stacked with item cards, that is for sure. Yes. So we are seeing a lot of those, unfortunately, what Aaron wants to see when they are not playable at this point. But here we go. Let's see if Alex can come back here, continue that item lock throughout these turns, and just continue the momentum of taking the prize cards off of Aaron as well. Dwindling Aaron's strategy down to being more and more difficult throughout these turns. Of course, Zapdos is still in the active spot. Oh my gosh, Kyle, another Melanie.
Yeah, just piles and piles of cards, cleaning out and getting as many cards out of the deck as possible, then drawing up with the Melanie. I think he's eyeing up potentially cross switchers or one of those scoop-up nets, of course. Yeah. Just want to move this Zapdos out of the active position. We'll see if the cards are there. It feels like he has every card at his disposal here.
Alex says definitely not lacking the cards, that's for sure. But who knows? I can't get a good look at the hands. I mean,
there's even Air Balloon potentially, but that's in the deck still.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the hand is the same size as the deck at this point for Alex. So, but no cards being played at this point. Just eyeing things up. I guess mapping out the strategy here. Ooh, here we go. An energy search going in to find a water energy here from the deck. That deck is looking slim.
Yeah, I'm getting worried. Does Radiant Greninja have to try to bail us out here? 2 cards off the concealed cards. Not the Pokemon that you want down just yet.
So many cards in the hand. Does Alex Cole just not have it, though? I would be very surprised.
I mean, how many cards has he drawn this turn?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
This has been unreal, and sure enough, just not see the piece. There they are, the double cross switcher. So helpful.
There we go. That is perfect card you want to see here. Of course, Gust your opponent's Pokemon, but also allows you to switch your Pokemon too. So just making that decision here. It's going to be the Raikou, the amazing rare Raikou over on Aaron's side, and then back into that Vikavolt V. Some more item lock here on Aaron's side.
Yeah, we've seen this once or twice. The Paralyzing Bolt, just have to keep the chain together. And Aaron is... He's staring down a monster. He's running out of opportunities here. It's just the one boss's orders that he has to to try to get that stall opportunity. So if he's looking for more cards, it has to be Colress's experiment to try to get more energies in the hand and more cards into the Lost Zone, potentially for Sableye.
I mean, time and time again, I feel like every time we see this matchup here, a Lost Box deck versus a Vikavolt deck, it seems to pan out like this, unless the Vikavolt player just cannot get a setup. But even then, we sometimes have pretty rough setups, and they still pull it out here because that item lock is just so crucial to putting that onto your opponent, and then they're just not able to play here.
Well,
look at that deck.
Alex, yeah, he's in an interesting spot. He counted out his deck. I've got, what, 5, 6 cards left? This is, I'm actually in a little bit of trouble.
To take as well here. Just maybe going too far into the deck at this point. That would be interesting to see if Alex didn't have some way to get some more cards. Oh, there is a Judge here in Alex's deck. So that is the perfect way to shuffle everything back and just draw into a fresh 4 cards. So still not, I guess, as worrying as before, but definitely taking note of that. And we're just seeing some quick turns here. Aaron not able to play item cards, passing to Alex. Alex continuing the paralyzing bolt here, getting that damage. And yep, that is going to be it here. Aaron Tarbell going to scoop it up and go into a game 2 between these players. Kyle, just watching that game 1, you know, I'm having flashbacks here to OCIC seniors finals as well. You know, we've seen this matchup time and time again. What is the way around the Vikavolt? Just hope that they break?
This is the one of the few matchups in the format where you want to go second.
Okay.
So both players probably asked to go second after the coin flip happened there, and I think Aaron is definitely going to try to make the most of that opportunity. If he can go ahead, use 3 Compe's flower selecting, get down the double Cramorant, maybe even get down Sableye. We saw Azul attacking with that with a choice belt into this Pokemon, just scratching away. Any way that you can deal damage to the Vikavolt V early on in the match is going to be beneficial. You just want to put your opponent in a situation where they have to attack with a Raikou or anything like that. And once you break the Paralyzing Bolt, you get to use all of those Mirage Gates.
Yep, and this is for all the marbles here, at least for our day 1. Whoever wins this match is going to be into day 2 at this point. So this is a very, the pressure's on for this game here. Whichever player takes it is in a much more comfortable position. Let's check out the prize cards here. A lot of Pokemon there on Aaron Tarbell's side. Did you see anything, Kyle? That was too...
Yep. For Alex, he had the Galarian Zigzagoon once more. We know how important that is to getting the math correct, so
yeah, absolutely.
That could be awkward if we don't see the Hisuian Heavy Ball at one of the earlier stages of the game. But speaking of awkward, hey Ditto, how you doing, buddy?
Hey Ditto, wasn't too bad, I guess, from the game 1, but who knows, definitely not the ideal starter, I suppose, for this deck. But hey, we're going to see a quick ball here. Quick balling, discarding a Melanie. I don't know if that means the hand is weak or strong, Kyle.
Yeah, usually it means you have another Melanie, but obviously you'd like to throw away a water energy. So definitely a little hint there that that's not available. We did see the Air Balloon in this hand, so maybe could switch this Pokemon out, see some cards with the Mew.
Yep, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Air Balloon coming down there, retreating that Ditto V into the Mew, and we're going to hop right into that mysterious tail here. So top 6 cards, get an item card out of there. Of course, Alex is going first here, so as you were talking about there, Kyle, you want to go second, of course, as Vikavolt, so you can use that Melanie, get set up with that item lock as soon as possible on your first turn. But hey, this is a first turn here for Alex, so no supporters here. We are going to see a quick ball drawn off of that mysterious tail. Oh yeah, there is that second Melanie. 100% right, Kyle. Yep. Second Melanie in the hand already.
We do see 2 lightning energies, so that's another thing that you're not looking for. You'd love to have that water energy in the discard pile. Instead, Value's having both energies now, which means that there's a better opportunity to get the turn 2 Paralyzing Bolt. And if we see some cards, helpful cards drawn with the speed lightning energy, perhaps this turn isn't even over yet. Wow, look at those. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah, I'm sure Alex definitely happy to see that. That's for sure. There's a Crobat here drawing into even more cards on this turn 1 for Alex's side of the field. This has not been a dead turn whatsoever.
Yep, even has the scoop up net for the following turn if you want to hold that, but could just go into this Ditto and just wait with that Pokemon with the air balloon in the active position. Not a bad start.
Just kind of have a floater up there cruising into these next couple of turns. That is the turn 1 there for Alex Cole. Let's go over to Aaron Tarbell's side of the field here now, starting off with that Battle VIP pass, what we saw in game 1 as well. And we're going to see a very similar story play out here for Aaron. Aaron needs to utilize as many cards as possible to the furthest extent, because you are always preparing for the worst, and the worst is the item lock next turn, which is seeming very likely here on Alex's side, as long as we can see that water come down into the discard. So Aaron's going to have to just draw as many cards, get as many in the lost zone, and play as many item cards to hopefully set up to survive these future turns.
Needs some help here. Flower selecting, going to take a look at 2, finds the quick ball. See if that can potentially help out. As he's holding on to a double Mirage Gate, a lot of cards that you can't really use. Escape Rope going to be used here now to help out with the Comfey. Draw once more.
Yep, Escape Rope there. So switching into the bench Comfey. Alex switching into the Vikavolt V. So now it's just in the active position a little bit early there, but no worries here. And Aaron making the decision between, I think it's a Psychic Energy and a Quick Ball here on that flower selecting.
Yeah, this is tough. Of course, having the Psychic Energies means that eventually you get to do some work with the Sableye. Having them all in your discard pile would be pretty awful, as it is just the 2 copies.
Yeah, I mean, when you're thinking you don't have any way to play item cards
that
recycle those energies out of your discard pile, you're having to manually attach these
them.
energies, so you want to have them in your hand to be able to do that. Those are just tough calls that you have to make when you're sitting in Aaron Tarbell's position right now in that seat. We're back over onto Alex Cole's side of the field, and this is just feeling like another runaway hand here. Starting off with that Speed Lightning energy here, drawing into another 2 cards. Alex cruising through this turn.
Yep, has not skipped a beat. I was looking to see, is there a way that I can get this water energy into the discard pile? None in there just yet, and I don't think there's a way to actually do that. So just going to have to be content with the Paralyzing Bolt. Get that damage down onto the Comfey, put some pressure onto Aaron, and if he doesn't find that Colress's Experiment soon, then this Lost Zone's just never going to grow.
Yep, and that is a tough position to be in if you're Aaron. So let's start off with the concealed cards here, opting to discard that Psychic Energy. So it is in the discard pile now. Here, drawing into 2 more cards. We're now into the flower selecting. It looks like an Ordinary Rod and a Raikou.
Yeah, I mean, the Ordinary Rod is great if you can
use
use
it. Yeah.
But that is not what we're looking at this time around. And once again, why do I keep seeing Raikou and Fighting Energy? This is not, they don't pair well.
Match.
At least the Grass Energy is in hand, so you could play down those 2, but
start manually attaching.
Yeah, but we saw this last time from Alex. Anytime that an energy went down on a Pokemon, Boss's Orders was the immediate next card.
Yeah, what are the danger levels here? What do I need to do? Let me just attach another Speed Lightning Energy and draw some more cards. Wow, I think this is the most Speed Lightning Energy I've seen out on the field in a while. That is a lot of draw support there. Fits so well into this deck here for Alex. So sliding into this turn now. Lots of cards in the hand.
Aaron, you're still damaged.
Yeah, sort of.
Hang on there.
And now you're gone. So see you later, Comfey. Check you later in the discard pile. Second Comfey that's coming off the bench here into the active position, popping off with a we see it, but no way, Kyle.
Always with the metal energy.
Are you serious?
That is not okay, but you're going to have to.
Yeah, you
draw
have
all those
to.
Additional cards, get 6 into the Lost Zone, getting
there's
closer.
Another one.
Yeah, that does help.
That's good. Yeah, I guess pays off a little bit there. 1 metal has to go into the Lost Zone, but hey, you got another one off the Colress's Experiment. So stacking up this Lost Zone now. 4 cards there is going to unlock the Cramorant. Oh, sorry, correction here. There's 6 cards now, thanks to that Colress's Experiment. All right. Concealed cards, discarding a Fighting Energy into a Scoop Up Net and another Fighting Energy.
Yeah, huge hand here.
Yeah.
Gonna try to just keep getting these energies down. I don't think we've seen the Cramorant at all, and that's pretty wild that we can't even find that card, because eventually you want to transition into that. If you can get the Amazing Shot onto a double Vikavolt, then you have an opportunity where you can get the Cramorant down and maybe take knockouts simply there if you don't see Cape of Toughness.
Just clean some stuff up there. It's always nice if you have a free attack when you're not really able, when you're manually attaching all of your energy down. Always great to have consistent attackers there on Aaron Tarbell's side, but right now it's just going to be the Raikou V being lined up with the energy. Looks like there's a little bit of discussion on the field here between our players. But
yeah, I think we're just talking about if the energy was placed this turn or last turn. I think the opportunity there was there was a boss's orders opportunity last turn if he had it. So I think this energy's fine because you would have just targeted down the Raikou with the grass.
All right, there we go.
Or it could be something completely
different. I was about
to
say, it seems like they're still kind of waiting here. This is not a kind of player contemplation that we're seeing. So I guess we'll be updated, I'm sure, on this soon. But yeah, this is, what do you think about this field so far, Kyle? Oh, looks like they resolved it. So we're now back over to Alex Cole's side of the field here. Absolutely stacked hand. Lots of cards there. We're going to start with the switch card, going straight into that mysterious tail. So top 6, you can get an item card out of there. Looks like a bunch of trekking shoes.
Yep, could continue to draw there. We also saw the cross switcher, but one of those was discarded early on. So really want to use that at the opportune time. Gonna hold on to that. So we'll see if the other one is in hand. If you do find that, then maybe you can target down one of these Raikous. We do see the grass energy in the discard pile, so maybe you target down that one with the lightning energy if you can find the right cards for it.
Yeah, we'll see what Alex Cole decides here. Oh, it's going to be the Melanie attaching that water energy onto the active Vikavolt V here, drawing into 3 additional cards. A couple of energy there.
We do see the Zapdos in the hand, but when you're not dealing 60 with the opportunity of the Galarian Zigzagoon, it almost doesn't make sense. We're going to see it here now, and it fills up the bench, but we know that this card's a liability. And with the double retreat cost, you're going to run into situations where maybe Aaron has that boss's orders and buys that additional turn.
Ooh, it's heating up in here, Kyle. I like it. Starting off with the Colress's Experiment on Aaron's side. Definitely what you want to see. If you're being item locked, of course, that Comfey did survive that paralyzing bolt there.
It finds Raihan off of this, which is a pretty great find.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get those energies back into play after you discard them. So any opportunity to do that, just based off of a knockout last turn, that's exactly what you're looking to find.
Yep, but it's going to be that Zigzagoon quick ball going into, and a Battle VIP going into the Lost Zone there on Aaron Tarbell's side. I did see another Colress's was kept off of the Colress's Experiment. Escape Rope now getting put into Lost Zone. So we're up to 9 cards there in the Lost Zone. And we're still going. That was a concealed cards there. We are going to find a Rangaroo off of that concealed cards. Primate Wisdom able to be used. Of course, we still have that manual attachment for the turn. So there we go. There's that metal energy needed for that Raikou. The amazing rare Raikou there to start chugging away on that amazing shot attack. Lots of amazingness.
Aaron's like, ooh, I want to use that Hisuian Heavy Ball. Like, oh, except it's an item.
Oh, yeah,
That doesn't work out too well.
I feel like I would be doing that all the time, playing against Vikavolt.
Yeah, so this card would be great, and it's not.
Unfortunate. All right, we're back over to Alex Cole's side of the field. So 1 prize card taken so far for Alex. Let's see if we're going to kind of see what happens in game 1. Just consistent pressure taking those prize cards. But what we didn't see in game 1 was that judge. We're going to see it here in our game 2, though. So that giant hand that Alex had must have not been good enough here. We're going to see the judge coming down, both players shuffling their hands and drawing 4 each.
Yeah, I think it's more so about what's going on in Aaron's hand. As he finally got everything he needed, had the Raihan lined up. And this is a pretty great spot for Alex. He's going to get his opponent down to just 4 cards, knock out the Comfey, and if the only cards available to help out are energies, maybe you find that Path to the Peak too, and you can just shut down any draw power for Aaron.
I know, just when you're starting to get your strategy working, then you are just absolutely disrupted once again, which is absolutely can be devastating here on Aaron's side of the field. We'll see how it plays out. What those 4 cards were for Aaron But for Alex, it's not going to be another card played down off of those 4. It's just going to be a knockout on the Comfey there, going down another prize card. 4 left to take to potentially take a 2-0 here in this game. I feel like we've been seeing so many 2-0s here today, Kyle. It's been so hype, and then we're going to see that Raikou.
Yeah. This is a big risk. Was thinking about promoting any other Pokemon at this stage.
Yeah.
He's all in right now. Needs to find the right card here off of Oranguru. If he can either find the Grass Energy or even that Raihan, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, I didn't see it. What was it?
It's just another item. He's going to have to pass the turn.
No, and that is so terrible to see that Raikou just a liability here in that active position on Aaron Tarbell's side. Alex Cole being able to just run away with this at this point. We're going to see that energy here off of the energy search. So that water energy being searched out there off the top. This is just not where you want to be.
Yeah, this is a beautiful setup for Alex. At this point, you just try to build up cards into your hand. Maybe you can set up a way to combat any way to slow down this item lock. So if you find a way to move this Zapdos at any point in time, that'd be fantastic. Just anything you can think of your opponent doing to slow you down, have an answer for that.
Yeah, and that is exactly what Alex has been doing. Just mapping out every single card here, playing that judge at the perfect time as well for the turn. Contemplating what looks like a scoop up net here. But is going to use it. Yeah, scooping up that Mew, taking it off of the bench. So that's going to be 4 Pokemon now, 1 slot open on the bench, but it's just going to be another Paralyzing Bolt here onto that Raikou V. Aaron just going in with another Primate Wisdom straight off the bat here. Hoping to get a card.
Oh, what was that? Was that the Raihan?
I thought it was the Raihan, but I don't think it was.
That's such an awkward draw. Of course, right as your opponent had taken a knockout, you were 1 card away from finding the Raihan.
I'm pretty sure that was the Raihan. Actually, it looked like that artwork. It was a supporter art.
This still lines up okay. You'll be able to use it on the following turn. You can get that additional energy down onto the Raikou, and then you have that ability to search out any card in your deck. So you can find that energy, start putting on the pressure, and then your opponent is going to have to break the item lock if they don't want to see 2 amazing shots.
Yep, and that's where we're going to see at least the start of what you just said there, Kyle. Alex Cole going down to 3 prize cards left. Aaron Tarbell over here in the driver's seat now. It was the Raihan. I see it in the hand here, and of course that knockout does activate it now, so we can see an energy later on in the turn. It looks like contemplating the Sableye, a couple of scoop up nets that of course can't be played.
Whoops.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go, Raihan getting that metal energy out, searching for any other card in the deck that Aaron wants at their disposal here now, and of course it's going to be that energy. If it wasn't already in hand before for Aaron, it needs to be attached onto that Raikou to be able to activate that amazing shot move. So it's taken this long here, Kyle. We're 9 cards deep into the Lost Zone. Nothing happening on Aaron's side of the field. Not a single item card besides the first turn of any that were played. But here we go. We made it.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron has telegraphed this the entire match. And Alex understands this. He just hasn't been able to do anything about it. So finally, amazing shot lines up and is going to focus on the Zapdos, understanding that if you do try to set up the knockout on the Raikou, you're not going to do it with 2 of the Vikavolt V there. You're going to have to actually attack in and take the knockout.
Yep, so mapping that out perfectly here on Aaron's side. It's exactly what you're talking about. And really, like you said too, Kyle, Alex hasn't been doing anything wrong. Playing the right cards at the right time, but Aaron just still being able to kind of clutch this setup, this later game setup. So we'll see how Alex navigates around this. We're going to start off with that Melanie onto the Ditto V. So that Ditto V is pretty stacked here. 2 energy, of course, that air balloon ready to transform into whatever it wants out of the discard pile there. 3 prize cards left to take. It is coming so close to the wire here. We're going to see a cross switcher, though. That Oranguru hopping into the active position here.
Yeah, this is going to buy a little bit of time. You can use that Paralyzing Bolt.
Yep.
A few more turns. Maybe set up a Pokemon that you want to attack into the Raikou with.
True. Let's see, just looking through the discard here on Alex's side of the field. that Vikavolt V ready to go, already in the active position, but really having to navigate these turns because this is getting close here, Kyle. Things could turn pretty easily here in Aaron's favor, depending on if he can buy himself enough turns to take the amount of prize cards needed left, which of course is 5 left. So there's still a chance here for Aaron Tarbell. We're going to start with that Primate Wisdom here, using it all game long to just get that little extra support, and that Colress's Experiment is going to do it. So 5 cards, 3 are going to the hand, 2 to the lost zone on Aaron's side of the field.
Yep, finally gets enough cards into the lost zone for the Sableye, and there are 2 energies in the deck, I believe. That grass that was just drawn, and then 1 more lightning energy. Okay. So if Aaron wanted to get this Oranguru out of the active spot, maybe there's an opportunity there, or you just wait because you know your opponent's going to just knock this Pokemon out. They have to keep attacking if they want to keep the item lock going.
That is very true. I think that is probably what we're going to see from Aaron's side of the field, counting all the energy, looking at the cards in the discard pile, of course, first.
A lot to consider here, even wondering if the Rayquaza is a potential opportunity.
I know, we haven't seen it yet.
Just doesn't line up too well, and all the energies are down.
Ooh.
But if you play this down, of course, if your opponent does ever break the item lock, you have that opportunity to use all those Mirage Gates if you ever get those energies shuffled back into the deck.
Absolutely. We need to map out the rest of those prize cards, at least on Aaron's side of the field here. How they're going to get to the finish line before Alex, and Alex's turn is here now. We have that Vikavolt V being attached to there. That water energy. That's enough energy for a super zap cannon.
Yep, that definitely could happen. Don't expect it into the Oranguru, but yeah, this
the Oranguru. Yeah.
That'd be something. But the Forest Sealstone's still available as an opportunity for Alex. If you ever wanted to use that, maybe you go and find boss's orders or something like that to go and take the Raikou out. But
yeah, put the pieces together to close out the game for sure.
Oh, heavy ball for the Galarian Zigzagoon, I believe. Does he have the scoop up net to go with this? That would be sweet.
Yeah, you love to see that when the Goon comes down and takes a knock when it's still your turn. That's always nice. And that's what we're going to be seeing here. That Galarian Zigzagoon coming down, headbutt tantrum here, taking the Oranguru off the field. That means Alex is going to get to draw another card here off of the prize cards while still navigating through their turn. And
you can see the checkmate that Alex is trying to line up here. If you can have 3 Pokemon that just can take the knockout without using item lock, then it lines up perfectly with the amount of prize cards that he has left. He can just attack in and willingly accept the fact that Aaron's going to have a great turn next turn, but it's never going to be enough for the board setup that he has.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate to see. I mean, when you've been item locked out the whole game, it is really hard to develop a stronger board state than your opponent, that is for sure. It's the worst thing to see. They're running free with item cards, and you are just stuck in a position. I feel like that's a common occurrence throughout our matches today here, Kyle.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while, and it never feels good to be on the receiving end. As this is going to be a big knockout. 1 prize remaining left for Alex, and Aaron can have a really cool turn, but I don't think it ends up with 5 prizes.
No, I don't think so either, Kyle. That is so unfortunate to see everything kind of fizzling out here, unfortunately for Aaron Tarbell, but that is going to be it. Alex Cole taking it with a 2-0 there with Vikavolt V and that incredible item lock.
It lines up so well against so much of the meta. Sure enough, found a great matchup here in the Lost Zone, especially when not drawing too well, weren't able to find those Colress experiments even when you choose to go second. It's exactly why you go second in this matchup, trying to get as many cards as you can into the Lost Zone. It just didn't work out here.